The following is a list of 19 easy-to-use psychological tactics. There are a variety of ways to get the job done. Neurolinguistic programming books that might be helpful in programming and psychology. These are tools that everybody may utilize on a regular basis. Please subscribe and ring the bell to receive all my videos. 1. Never begin a request with the word "I want." Words you might use to inflict pain to the opposite party. Make the erroneous assumption that avoid hypothetical questions like this one. How would you go about getting in touch with them? Since saying yes to the question can actually be "I am afraid of the reticle. I didn't agree with it, but being courteous about it is expected." However, it's preferable if you restate your inquiry. 2. It's a two-step process to help someone feel better. A shaky stare at the center of the table. During the chat, their forehead they claim it helps them feel better about themselves. Of course, they're being scrutinized, relaxed, but not in a good way. It is unclear to me as to why you would want to. Others, though, may have a better understanding of the problem. 3. If the person you're talking to is agitated, evading responsibility for an answer, simply take a breather from the discussion. As long as they maintain eye contact, they'll proceed. Maintain a lid on their discomfort. Chances are they'll give you an opportunity to talk more information about the problem you're trying to solve. If they were being dishonest, stating the truth, so that they'll be able to conclude from your silence that you're not saying anything. And your demeanor are a clear indication that you already know what you're doing. 4. Start a new career or go back to school. If you choose someone to like in the workplace or class, you only inquire as to the nature of the matter at hand. Whether or not you know the answer does not affect the outcome. It also makes a positive impression of you. 5. In addition to allowing you to gain some brownie points while seeking an answer to a question, positive response in an attempt to nod subtly. As soon as you ask for something, this prank is performed. Frequently employed by restaurant workers to encourage guests to purchase more food. Effectively so if someone is truly focused. 6. Let's pretend they're in the middle of something. A phone call that is serious, get to know them by extending your hand. Any item they're currently holding, they may forget about it in the future. It's a double-edged sword, it works both ways. During this time, you have the opportunity to provide them with something useful. Chatting with them and they won't even respond. The number 7, if you'd want someone to do a tidbit for you to casually comment on. Probably wouldn't be able to do it at all if I tried. Most individuals will go to great lengths to achieve their goals. Show that someone else is mistaken about something. You may also be skeptical of their talents if you toss out a quirky or insignificant request prior to getting to the heart of the matter. If you're able to make contact with and afterwards reject you. Number 8, similar to how you need to receive answers to most questions. A positive response to get people to nod in agreement slightly during the course of an exchange. Interestingly, this will lead to an increase in more attention to what you're saying. They won't even listen to your remarks. Number 9, understand why this number is favorable for you. If you're interested in a person's offer as a whole, but I'd really want to receive, expect a bit more discomfort under better settings. Magic can be unleashed if you use this strategy. Fast as possible, a high price or poor salary. Number 10, sit up when your alarm clock rings. Shout "yeah" while making 2 fists as if after a goal, you're a soccer player. A goal, it may sound absurd, yet helps you get out of bed in a more efficient manner. Number 11, you're at risk if you're always concerned about whether or not you're doing everything right. Is your iron still hot? Do you have your door locked? Simply a few utterly ludicrous when you're doing these activities, use this phrase. Every time the sentence was used, it may be a different one. A day can be described as green if it occurs just once. Rabbit and disable the iron or close the door to keep out oppressive crabs. Uttering this strange word will calm you down. Number 12, if someone attempts to take you down, it's going to be tough. Bring you into a conflict of some sort for dramatic effect, say something kind to them. Preserve your composure and remain cool, do not speak, there is nothing else to say. It's worse to be ignored, avert an accident, on the other hand. Try to get into an argument with a friend or partner, or to put oneself in the position of another. Number 13, a member of your team who is a major bottleneck. Don't offer them jobs that slow the work process down. It's better to say this than to say do that. This is a great way to get your mind in the right frame of mind. Because it appears that there is less to do once they've tried a few minor things. The first assignment was completed extremely well. Good, now keep going till they're done with it. Number 14. If you have to do a public speaking event, don't forget to bring your own microphone. First and foremost, have a water bottle with you. Your nurse will require it, so be prepared to use it. Make sure the inside of your mouth feel as dry as a desert, which requires a chance to savor a cold drink that will not only refresh your memory with a few sips, but also hide your nervousness to speak in front of a group of people. Must be included in your speech. A great number of people acknowledge that. The audience immediately lifts their spirits and reduce your stress level. Number 15. In the metro, you've noticed that someone is paying attention to you. Just look at the number of times it's happened recently. They don't give up looking at their shoes. Number 16. They'll go nuts if you appear to be fearful every time you come into contact with a friend. As a result, you'll start to worry every time. They are aware of your presence and use it accordingly. Number 17. What you'll do if someone has done something wrong, but you're afraid to admit it. Sounding accusatory, alter your demeanor. Your sentences, for example, should be constructed, rather than claiming that you failed to shut the window. Before you exited, you may remark that the window was left open all night. You won't repeat their error if you learn from it, so you won't be pointing a finger and look like a bully. Number 18. If you don't get a decent night's rest. I've slept well, so tell yourself, it works 100% if you say it with a smile on your face. In the field of experimental psychology, when you truly believe in anything, you'll get results. Even though you don't feel rested, it is true that you have a more efficient mind. People are more adept at recalling specifics that occurred at the start in terms of what transpired in. Excellent thing to do in the midst of fuzzy images. Tips for a successful job application. The end of the day or at the beginning of the day. In this manner, the employer will not forget about you. You stand out from the rest of the candidates. Is there anything else you'd want to share that will help you achieve your goals?